Okay, our next screen is our main setup screen. In this screen, there are 5 entries that can be controlled by the operator. The first entry being on the top is what we call our slowdown count. Our slowdown count is to control when you're coming to the end of a batch. And the reason you would want to do this is, let's say I'm running at a very high speed, and I want to start and stop at this point in the feeder consistently. At a very high speed, there's going to be some drift with a stepper motor. So you would want to say, let's say I was running 15 pieces, and at high speed that 15th one would overhang too far and I didn't like where it was stopping consistently. I could say, by entering in the slowdown count, that the last one, so I would enter a 1, I want it to slow down. So to show you what happens here, I'm going to go back to the run screen and set up a batch of 6. What should happen is it'll count out 5 at very high speeds, but you'll notice the 6th one will slow down a bit. That is what our slowdown count is. I'll run it one more time. The screen also has what's called a trigger delay, and I can actually enter in a delay. I'm going to leave it at 0 right now because I don't want a delay. But all these feeders are fired by a light sensor trigger that you can pick up on a flight of some sort, whether it be a box coming by or whether it be a lug of a conveyor coming by. You can actually figure out where you, when and how you want this feeder triggered. That trigger delay just says, alright, if my sensor sees it, I would immediately fire, but let's wait a half second. Let's wait, and I believe this is set in, so I get up to 9.9 seconds. The next one along the line is what we call skip flight. So let's say I wanted to run every other position in an assembly line. I wanted to run 1, then skip 1, then run 1. I could control how many skip flights from here. So it'll trigger once, then it's going to count how many triggers to skip, and then come back in and fire again. Pause, resume. Pause, resume is when we're not going to run triggerable type setup. It has an on-off condition and has a time on it. So basically what happens in this scenario is if I were to turn this on, what will happen is once I hit cycle, it's going to feed automatically without a trigger impulse. Then it's going to wait whatever has been set in this setting and then fire again. It's basically for automatic triggering.